Okay, today we are doing the next lesson in right triangle trigonometry. We are going to be doing this lesson right here. So please go ahead and open this assignment. Okay, so when you open it, you will see this assignment here. And this is what we've done before, previous lesson, and this is what we're doing now. Make sure to translate. Okay, so you're already watching the video. The first thing is we're going to take some notes before we do the assignment. So let's go ahead and open this link here. And you should see this document right here. Okay, if you want, you can go ahead and convert it, open it with Kami. But first, remember, you got to make a copy, right? Make a copy, and then you can translate if you want, and then open it in Kami. So you can take notes. Okay, so the first thing is, let me open it up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is look at this. We're going to review. This is what we learned in the last lesson, okay? So if we're looking for tan x, what do we get it? Well, the first thing to remember, and I'm going to go ahead and write it. Okay, so I went ahead and wrote those three down right over here. Okay, so this is looking for tangent of x. Remember, tangent, the first letter tells us the function. It's either sine, remember that's sine. This is cosine, or short for cosine, and this is tangent, right? So we're looking for tangent of x. That means angle x. Where's x? It's right here. So that means the reference angle would be right here, okay? So the first thing is we want to label. Now that we know that, we want to label. Let me make this bigger. So what's the opposite? Opposite of this angle is over here. So this is going to be the opposite. Hypotenuse is always the opposite of this right triangle. So that's the hypotenuse. And this 30 would be the one that's left over adjacent, okay? So we want to get tangent of x. So we know that tangent of x is equal to, of angle, or theta x, is equal to what? It's equal to this one. This means that tangent equals opposite over adjacent. So what's the opposite? Opposite's right here. That's the 16 divided by adjacent, which is 30, okay? And you can use your calculator if you want to reduce it. Both are divisible by 2, so it's 8 over 15. You can use your calculator to reduce it, but that would be your answer, and we can't reduce it anymore. Okay, so that's how we did the assignment yesterday, and we're going to use what we know here. But what do we know? We had 3 different sides that we know, and we have an unknown. We do not know the angle, but we know whatever it is, it's equal to that ratio. So since we know that, we're going to use that today if we get an actual angle to find the missing side, right? So let's look at, but first, before we do that, we've got to do something first. We're going to be finding the ratios of an angle, and we're going to need our calculator for this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our calculator ready. So please grab a graphing calculator. Okay, so the very first thing we have to do is we have to make sure our calculator is in the right mode. If you look up here, you can see the various modes. And this one right here is the mode that we need to make sure that it is on. We need to make sure that it is in degree mode, not radians, okay? His website kind of, there we go. So if you look up here, it says radians. We need to change that to degree. How do we do that? We go to mode, and we see where it says right here, it says radian is highlighted, but we need this to be highlighted. So you can see where that's blinking, right? It's not normal, so we use our arrow keys to go down. Now we see radians blinking, but we want degree to be blinking. So we use our arrow key to go right there, and then we hit enter, and you see that it's on degree, okay? So now you can hit clear, and it brings you there, but now you've got that on degree. That's very, very important. You've got to put it on degree, okay? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our calculator to figure out various values. The first value is going to be sine of 55. That's 55-degree angle. So we go to our calculator and we go over here and we see that the main trig functions right here: sine, cosine, tangent. Okay. So again, what do we want? We want to do sine 55. So we're going to go to sine right here. Click that. See, it says sine, and then 55, and then enter. And what do we get? 0.819. Okay, 0.819. Now it's important that you do 3 places. 1, 2, 3. You must do 3. You can't abbreviate. Okay, next one is cosine. So go to the calculator and try that. So cosine 60 is right here. Cosine 60, enter, and we get 0.5. Okay, 0.500. Now let's do tangent 30. Here we go. Tangent 30, enter, and that's 0.577. So 0.577. Okay, so that's how you use your calculator to do it. Again, make sure you are in degree mode, not radians, and then that's all how you do it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to find the sides of a triangle. So remember before in the review we had side, side, side. We had all the sides, but we did not have an angle. Today we're going to learn to find this side right here, x. We don't know. What is x equal to, right? We don't know. But what we do have is we have one side given and one angle given. So we're going to use trigonometry to get it. Again, the first thing you want to write down is SOHCAHTOA. Okay? And then you're going to try to figure it out. So number one, the first thing we want to do is we're going to label the sides. So what's the sides? This is a reference angle, so that's going to be the opposite. This is the hypotenuse for 8, and A is for adjacent, okay? So what do we need? We need something that has X in it, and we need the side that we have. So we need X, opposite, or O, and hypotenuse. So we're going to look over here and find out which one of these has opposite and hypotenuse. Yes, yes. No, only hypotenuse, only opposite. This one has both, so we're going to use sine. Okay, so we're going to go sine of 32. Now we have an angle. Before we would just do sine A, since that's angle A, but now we actually have a number. So we're going to put a number in there, and that's equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So that's going to be equal to, opposite is X over hypotenuse, which is 13. Okay, so that means, so what is the sine of 13 or 32? So we're going to use our calculator again. Okay, so we're going to use our calculator to get sine of 32 degrees, enter, and that's 0.529, or we could round it to 0.53, but we can do 0.529. Okay, so this is 0.529 is equal to, and again, we're going to just use this, x divided by 13, okay? Now, here's where you have to remember your algebra. If you've got a function like this, then you're going to need to go, remember cross multiplication. So one thing you can do is you can put that over 1, and you can multiply this times this. We did that before. So 13 times 0.529 is equal to 1 times x, which is just x when you think about it, right? So use your calculator to multiply those, and this should already be on your calculator, so you can just multiply your result times 13. So it's already there, so I'm just going to go, if I've got it there, I can go times 13, and it'll take the previous answer times 13. And if you're not sure, you can always try it again. 0.529 times 13, enter, so 6.87, 6.88, okay? So there we go. So that's how you do it. So x is equal to 6.88. That would be the side over here. Oops. Ugh, why is this acting up? I don't know why this is acting up. Again, so this is going to be 6.88 over here, this side. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try this example right there, okay? So what do we have? You can try it if you want, but what do we have? Well, the first thing is we need to get this side in. Well, that side is H, so we're going to label it. Here's our angle, so that means this is going to be opposite. And then this is going to be the adjacent, okay? Step number one is label. Okay, now we need to get X in there, so we need to get an H. And we need to get this side in there, so we need to get an A, okay? So we need A and H, adjacent and hypotenuse. So that would be A and H are right here. So that means we need cosine. So we're going to go cosine of the angle 37 is equal to A divided by H. Okay, so A divided by H. I'll put it out there just to keep it straight. Well, what is A? A, we have a number for that. 11 from over here, but what is H? Well, that's X. We don't know what it is. So now we're going to use our calculator to get this. Okay, so that's cosine. I can scroll down a little bit. Can I do that? No. Cosine 37. Enter, and that is 0.798. 0.798 equals 11 divided by X. Again, I'm going to take this and put it over 1, and then I'm going to cross multiply. And I get 0.798 equals 1 times 11, X I should say, equals 1 times 11, so that's going to be 11. Okay, and then I have to divide, to isolate the X, I have to divide by 0.798. Okay, so 11 divided by 0.798. Enter, I get 13.78. Okay, so that's going to be what X is equal to. So 13, this side is 13.78 equals, okay? All right, so there you go. Let's try one more. If you want to try this by yourself, first of all, define the right ratio. Are we going to be using sine, cosine, or tangent? Okay, so please try this. Pause the video and come back and see what you get, okay? Okay, step number one, label sides. Here's the angle, so that means that this one is the opposite. Over here, hypotenuse, that means that's A. So we need to get the X in there, which is A. We need to get this side in there, which is O. So we need an O, opposite, and adjacent. That would be the tangent. So we're going to go tangent 41 equals opposite, which is 4, divided by adjacent, which is X. Okay? So let's use our calculator. Okay, so tangent of 41, enter. So 0.869. 0.869 equals 4 over X. Put this over 1 and then do cross multiplication. 0.869X equals 4 times 1, which is 4. And then we have to divide by 0.869. 0.869. And what do we get? 4 divided by 0.869. Enter, so I got 4.6. Okay, so that, okay, wait, I got 4.6. So that means X equals 4.6, okay? That one is right there, 4.6 right there. Okay, all right, so that's how you do it, guys. So, okay, so next thing is to go ahead and open the, okay, so you can open the assignment, make sure you download it so you can save it. And then the first 3 questions right here are review questions. Here we're given all 3 sides, okay? But then starting with number 4, you're going to have a question like this. You have only one side, but you have the angle. So when you're done, make sure you come back and you enter your answers into Canvas, and you'll be done. All right, good luck.